Superman doesn't take over turbulence, me and you can work on it together.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we've got a terrific matchup on tap between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers.
You're only jamming one shot.
I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Well, the rain is not going away, Coach. In fact, it's beginning to actually pick up a bit more. But either way, we've got football from Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Atlanta Falcons and the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Godden. And Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they interplay here. They come in off a loss in the opener last week. That one was on the road. Now they get their first taste here of home cooking.
And what they're hoping to do is feed off the energy of the home crowd. Great tailgate, great fan support. Let's see if they can put it to good use.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, they were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
The children will grow, and it's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This fielded a few yards into the end zone, and no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man drafted in the 3rd round in 2019 from West Virginia. It's Will Greer.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. Throw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
4 down.
I don't mind.
They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram.
People think
Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
It took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. It's a give to the right. Ingram, nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. The starters defensively now for the Falcons. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
Yeah, they pitched a shutout in that game, didn't they? And those don't come around all that often in the NFL. The ability to keep someone out of the end zone and also from kicking one through the post. Well done.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
Hey, watch the slant.
Ready. Throwing on 3rd down, Greer. And he's got his target. That's more. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards on the play.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice.
Ingram churning. He lost the football. And the Falcons grab it. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. And hopefully for both sides, not a sign of things to come, Charles. This morning, it was so perfect outside, but we knew this weather was coming, and we see the effects of it here early on.
And I wonder if how perfect it was this morning has psychologically fooled everyone. You know, it's almost like even though we were told the weather was coming, and you know the teams knew it as well, then maybe they got fooled and thought, it's going to be okay. And now they're probably a little upset that it's out there.
Because warm-ups were dry.
Oh, well, dry. Now you've got to make the change up, and it's the first quarter. Might take them a little time to settle in on their focus and concentration.
They stay on the ground on first with Johnson. And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. David Onyemata there on the tackle. Throwing on 2nd down. Brissett. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Out of the gun, Brissett. And finding the tight end, Hooper. And he's going to come up a few yards short of the first. They get him to the ground at the 37.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 miles. Go. Go.
4th down, Brissett. And that is going to be incomplete. The Falcons go for it, but it doesn't work out. And the Panthers will get the football back. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Greer. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And a loose football. And the Falcons grab it. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last 2, I know one person's blood pressure who is starting to rise, and that's the head coach.
Absolutely. And when's it going to go down? When they stop fumbling?
When they stop fumbling and after he's assessed the game film, and only if they manage to win the game.
10 yards there and a 1st down for the Falcons. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it'll be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there, you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers. You're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Check 59, right? Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Go on.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Brissett. And this is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Here's Brissett. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down. First down, Brissett. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn into a bigger game. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top, take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield. You can see the time and effort and thought that they put into their passing game because it was evident right there. It looks like a simple pitch and catch, but you and I both know that they have planned for this and worked hard to make it happen.
A 1st down carry here for Johnson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Shaq Thompson on the tackle that time. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Second quarter now, Falcon football, as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. No score after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd and 5 now. Brissett. Flush to his right. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. It would have... Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Brissett from the gun on 3rd. And he's got his star receiver. It's Jones for the Falcon touchdown. Julio Jones. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are on the board first here tonight. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdowns scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them, that's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Adam Shaheen was the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Out of the gun, they give to Ingram. Get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
From the gun on 3rd down, Greer. And that will be incomplete.
Cody Pittman lost to Jason DeShazo 5-point.
Well, the other day they told us we've got 3rd and 5 or less. We have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Yeah, he only hit a signature.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive 1st and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, it's Johnson. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, give it to your back. Let him pick up the 1st down, keep the sticks moving.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mohamed Sanu there. And now it's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
I'm
learning very well.
Brissett now. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense that that fell harmlessly to the ground. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Throwing. Brissett. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a 3rd down stop by them.
On 4th down on is Dustin Colquitt to kick this away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt kicks out of bounds, and they will spot it right at the 25-yard line. There's DJ Moore as he and the rest of the offense head back out there. With them losing here in the 2nd quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
So just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not 4 verts? One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. 27 yards there, 1st down. With that grab, he now sits at 200 for his career, and maybe more importantly, a 1st down. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 11 yards and a Panther 1st down.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever.
Well, now Greer, he fumbled the football.
On plays like this, where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. Here's Michael Pilardi now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Back onto the field comes the offense. Let's take a closer look at Kerryon Johnson. We're in the 2nd quarter. They've got the lead. The lead, though, not so much because of the ground game, because of their air attack, Charles.
So what they're seeing so far is the possibility of things loosening up later in the ground game. Through the air first, maybe they have to start respecting that even more as the game goes on, and then there will be running lanes to find later.
Yeah, trying to get him more involved here on this drive, maybe. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Here's a quick hitch route and the throw complete. It's a gain of 13 and a 1st down for Atlanta.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down, because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. Looking deep for Julio. He's got it at the 15. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 33 yards that time.
That's just flat out a beautiful throw right there.
It was a rope. That's maybe the speed you would see on a slant, but he threw that downfield with that kind of pace.
Now he throws that one.
And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons push further out in front.
Now that touchdown won't allow you to totally relax, but you can breathe a little easier now. Just increased their lead.
Oh, no, he had a good
Now the try here for the extra point.
Making random catches in between three people.
And it's good to make it 14-0.
Some slow-ass white dude that had ups.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the Falcons score to cap it off. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try to generate some offense on this drive.
Anything, at least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Now a first down throw, Greer. He dumps it down to Ingram. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up second down. The Panthers got to go quickly. They're moving with a sense of urgency right now. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football. He's taken down. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary, now on 3rd. Out of the gun, Greer. Trying to lay one up deep. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
What the fuck?
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
I hope you brought your luck because I'm about to take you to school.
Now Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game, as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. We'll get started up at FedEx Field in our nation's capital, where it was definitely a game with some intrigue, as you can see by the scoreline. Matt Ryan, 2 touchdown passes, as his guys are able to get the victory in their season opener.
How does this
From there, we head up to Foxborough to check on the Patriots at home at Gillette Stadium. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Miami Dolphins. Braxton Berrios, a touchdown catch in the victory. And lastly, Monday Night Football has a good one lined up between the Cleveland Browns and the Kansas City Chiefs.
Then he has you against Shadow Scorpion.
In our game is Jacoby Brissett, who's led the way on offense in the first half. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half, but we've had guys Be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons.
Then the briefcase handed over to APP. Even though he's dead.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
I think New York is the worst.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Following the penalty, it's Johnson. And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
The throw over the middle, taken in. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, Johnson. He will push his way down to about the 14. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards. And it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Go lay down.
Brissett on 3rd and 2.
Oh,
and
touchdown.
this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Falcons push further out in front. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. Ingram again. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Mark Ingram there, and it's 3rd and short. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. Defensively, they rallied the troops to force fourth down after that 7-yard pickup back on first.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. There have been no struggles here for this crew. I mean, they were up double digits at halftime, and they've just expanded that here in the second half.
And it appears there are no answers from the defensive side. I think right now, if I'm the coordinator, if I'm down on the field, if I'm wearing a hat, I've already thrown it. If it's a visor, it's sailed, right? My game plan is down by my feet right now because nothing I've drawn up appears to be working.
Well, he's going to have to find something right now to stop this offense. Again, it's Johnson. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go, D. Tighten up.
Brissett to throw on first. Here's Sanu on the catch. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the first.
59. 59. You ain't going nowhere.
Brissett on first down. Over the middle, complete. That's Haynes. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off the plate fake, here's Brissett. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. A nice pickup there, 18 yards, first down Falcons.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
On first and 10, Brissett. He finds his man, the tight end Olsen. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Okay, awesome.
On second down now. It's Johnson. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 10. And he takes it into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
Every time. Keep putting that ball on the ground.
So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
After review of the play, the running on the field is reversed.
The busy night continues for Johnson. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop. Looking to throw on second down. Brissett. Caught by Sanu.
Oh, Mohamed Sanu.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Even did decrepit.
Mohamed Sanu.
Somebody else.
His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6.
Qualified to run that play.
They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time?
Yeah,
That maybe they're seeking some revenge, or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They'll pass there over the middle to start things out. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Here's Greer. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here.
You can't say it.
And that's going to make it 4th down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
The good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
I don't want to go anywhere near him after last night. Jesus Christ.
They begin the drive with Johnson.
My wife gave him a hunk of red meat.
They'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
It was stanky.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Here's Brissett. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down.
Oh, shit.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. At this stage of the game, with the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings. The things that you have to do.
Come on,
taking it right down Broadway. Touchdown, Falcons. Jamal Williams, his first touchdown of the new season, as his guys continue to pour it on.
Well, this game is definitely over, but we do know some people like to go ahead and continue to add to their score, don't we?
Yeah, I don't know that they need to add any more right now, though. I'm just starting to think about those dinner plans tonight, my friend.
Well, you and I will be thinking about dinner plans, but we also know that plenty of people are thinking, how can I get some more scores for my fantasy, for other things? They're trying to figure that part out now.
By the way, last weekend we went sushi because that's what you wanted. We're going steak tonight.
I'm in.
All right. That time, 75-yard drive, 5 plays. And a pretty good run there in the end to top it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Now a throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's a gain of 22 as we tick towards the 2-minute warning. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Greer now. Perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Greer on first down. That's going to be caught by Samuel. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. First down, Greer. Able to find Shaheen here. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Looking to throw again on second down. Greer. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on third down.
Turbulence.
Greer to throw on 3rd and 1. And the incompletion there, so that breaks a string of 5 straight hookups. It also leads to a 4th down. Another wayward pass. Things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on. They just get better and better.
Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
It's called W2 ignition.
The face mask moves them all the way out past the 40 now for first down.
To take out the background.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson.
Well, I didn't do it.
And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play.
And actually, no, because when you start going war zone.
They go to Johnson again.
Because you've been gone for like 2
down
years.
After a gain of 3, leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Fuck you!
Well, throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock.
Johnson on its poke 3. Football's out. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line.
All these years we've been watching the game, I start to get the sense that whenever it rains out, those guys who have to touch the ball and carry it, they're extremely resentful about that weather.
Yeah, I'm just happy I'm not resentful that we have a roof over our heads. I know that much.
Yeah, maybe we won't fumble our play sheets here as we just saw the fumble happen on the field.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. 2nd and 10. Here's Greer again. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked off at the 30.
It's just due to the circumstances that you've been gone for God knows how.
And that one, Charles, is just going to about wrap up what was no doubt a dominating defensive performance.
Yeah, I don't care what team it is. I don't care who you play, whether they're strong offensively or not. Just giving up 3 points in the NFL,
Fuck your chicken strips.
that's absolutely a dominant performance and one that they can build on.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Good job, baby.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. Looking end zone for Jones. This is going to wind up incomplete. They're too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And this was about as close to a shutout as you could get. I mean, barring a game we only allow a safety, but this was the next best thing, just the field goal. That's all they gave up.
Yeah, and you know something, they're going to be disappointed because they gave up the field goal. But deep inside, somewhat satisfied as well, because you know how hard it is to keep people scoring in this league. And the idea that you just gave up 3, yeah, your coaches will get ideas. They'll say, we should have this shutout. But they also will be pretty satisfied with that type of a performance.
So for Atlanta, it was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get another road game next week as their opponents will be the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Meanwhile, for Carolina, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gunn. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.